Now, this topic is not new, but I took my time before I decided to make a video about this topic because I wanted to actually take a little test and see what other people were actually saying about this particular topic here on YouTube and around the internet. And what I noticed is, I'm focusing on primarily African people. What I noticed about some of you guys, I already said you all already adopted the lexicon of the former enslavers, the current oppressors. But also you adopt the ideology of the very same people. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a little small clip about people who are actually working in unity with each other. They're unifying. They're getting the job done. They're not sitting around waiting for someone to do it to them. They realized what needed to be done and they did it. No heavy equipment, no government, just people. Just common people banding together for a common cause. Now going back to this Section 8 problem. What I've noticed here on YouTube and around the internet is the tone, the language that many African males are using towards African females in regards to this problem. I already told y'all before that y'all already have the Europeans or the former enslavers lexicon. But you also have the current oppressors ideology. And the names that I'm hearing being actually called and said, if I didn't know better, I swear I was listening to some type of skinhead. But no, and behold, no, it's not. It's one of our own that's using such words. A lot of guys are actually celebrating the president. Yes, that's good. He's doing a good job. Get these black bees off of the system. These black bees. I'm like, wow. But see, I'm not totally surprised because I've heard you guys, males and females now, I pull no punches. Such vile names such as coons and N's, NIGGERS and all that stuff, and monkeys and baboons and apes. And I said, what kind of the most vile names you can, if you close your eyes, man, listen to some of those videos, you would have sworn it was somebody with a sheet talking to you until you open your eyes and say, wait a minute. This is a black person saying that kind of stuff. I'm using the words you guys know. This is a black person that's saying this type of stuff. So I'm not too surprised when I hear the type of ideology and the fact that some of us have been so twisted in the mind. And because I say it's easy to adopt the former enslavers, current oppressors ideology because it's very easy. It's painless. It's painless. You don't feel anything. So when I'm hearing some of these brothers celebrating and clapping, good job, great job, getting these black bees off the system, they've been pulling down the system. And some guys say now they're going to have to deal with us now. Now they can't be stuck up anymore because, they're not in the system anymore. So now they're going to have to deal with us. And some guys celebrating and saying, yeah, now we're going to have our pick of the litter now because, they're going to have to deal with us now. So they don't look at things too deeply at all. A lot of us don't study anything too deeply. You believe this cut to the housing is going to be a good thing for somebody? It's not. See, once again, you're thinking out of anger. I don't understand why y'all have so much hatred towards each other to begin with. That type of hatred is unbelievable. When you sit back and really analyze it, the type of hatred that we have towards each other, the males and the females, like I said, even if you don't believe in the Willie Lynch letter or not, I read to you the other day in a video where they turned the males against the females, the old against the young, the light skin against the dark skin. That's a reality. If you don't believe me, just type in Section 8 and YouTube and you'll see all the different videos that come up. And I want you to listen to the ones that were made by African American or black people. I want you to listen to just those, and you'll hear some of the vile stuff that's being said. I said, my God. And you're supposed to have love for yourself. You don't have love for yourself. That's why nobody really takes us serious. They know the condition. They know the sick psychosis we're under. They understand this. That have people, males, who will be celebrating the fact that someone is about to be, if they can't find a way to pay for their housing, be made homeless. And then you wonder why I have all these different tent cities all throughout America. Homelessness is a big problem. It's a problem a lot of people don't speak on. Okay, no, nobody really advocates for the poor. Okay, you have this new administration in office, and we see already that you can't really say too many things off the rail without you getting fired. You know, if you try to do anything that's offensive to this current administration, you will be met with immediate consequences. This is not a regular politician that's coming in there. This is a man who's a multi-billionaire. I don't think a lot of people really understand the gravity of what that means. Okay, he has fellow billionaires on his cabinet, in his administration. Do you understand what that means? But you think that celebrating the fact that some people are going to be kicked off the system is a good thing? What are they supposed to do for their survival? I mean, have you thought about that? What about the children? What are they supposed to do? You don't. Some of you guys don't care. I mean, some of you guys just have that kind of mindset. Well, survival of the fittest. You know, they got to do whatever they got to do. Total heartless. But see, that's what I wondered to myself. What type of world you guys would be making? Some of you supposedly pro-black people out there. What kind of world would you be making? What would our life be like under you guys' leadership? Because I already know your mindset. But what type of world will we have? What you're seeing right here is the bunch of homeless camps right there. It says homeless encampment right here in Dallas. All those little red dots away have homeless camps, tent cities, all throughout Dallas that you can find them. And you can find them in any city you go to. But if you take people off of the system because they can't afford to pay for the housing, what do you think is going to happen? Your crime rate's going to go up. They're going to have more muggings, more home invasions. And for those of you who think they're going to be home invading only in the poor neighborhoods, you're fooling yourself. They'll be wasting their time. They're going to come to areas that have money to home invade, to rob. I mean, that's where you go where the money is at. But see, that's going to create even more problems. You're going to have more prostitution and so forth, and a whole lot of other problems that goes along with it. So when I hear people celebrating that kind of stuff, I wonder to myself, what could have happened in your life that you have that kind of hatred that you can't see? You're totally blinded, that you can't see where this is going to go. But you have that kind of hate in your heart for each other, especially this stupid gender war, the males versus the females. You have so much hatred that you cannot think outside your own personal interests, your own personal hang-ups, your own personal biases. College campuses see rise in homeless students. So what you gonna think when people offer Section 8 and they can't afford? Of course, you have more homeless students. But see, again, you guys don't study anything long enough. You just, oh yeah, celebrate. I seen a couple of people out there clapping. Oh yeah, great job. I sometimes I get lost for words, man, because I just don't understand the level of what could happen to a person, their mind. What could have happened to have that kind of narrow-minded vision that you can't see that it's going to be a really bad situation for a lot of people? Not just the people who are actually experiencing the homelessness because of the cuts, but for the people who might be potential victims later on because of people who, when they come desperate, I think it was Gerald Salenti that once said, when people lose it all, they lose it. I might be misquoting, but I mean something along the lines like that. So when somebody loses it all, when they lose everything, they snap. What do you think is going to happen? Or don't you care? Because a lot of us really don't care anymore. I mean, we just care really for ourselves. We don't care for anybody else, really just for ourselves. But you'll be the same people beating me over the head with the Bible, with the Quran, with the Pentateuch, or whatever, or the Torah, whatever you use. telling me how spiritual you are. Okay? You'll be the ones telling me that. And this whole notion of waiting for government, well, I just want to let you know it was government who decided to cut these programs, to cut some of the funding. Okay, and when I say it's government, again, it's the people with their own biases and their own prejudices. Who lobbies for the poor? The poor don't have any lobbies. They can't afford any lobbies. So who's going to lobby for them? Nobody, really. But now this whole thing about tent cities, it becomes such a norm because so many people have been living in tent cities for years. Could you believe that in supposedly the richest country in the world, and people living in tent cities? But you don't ask yourself why. But see, if you started doing for self many years ago, when they're talking about cutting Section 8, there'll be no problem to you. Like, okay, no problem. I'm not in Section 8. If they talk about cutting food stamp, okay, cool. I'm not on food stamp. It don't bother you none. You see, you can bargain if you have some land. But when you don't have any land, what can you bargain with? Your degrees? You think your degree is going to insulate you from homelessness? Do you realize how many people they have out there who actually have degrees who are homeless? You see, you guys wouldn't know because you don't speak to the homeless. You act as if they have leprosy. Oh no, I can't speak to them. But you are the same one, so you're godly and you believe in these entities you can't see and you have never seen and you will never see as long as you're alive. But other human beings you can touch, you can love and do whatever you need to do, but you won't help them. You won't speak to them. I don't want to speak to them. They stink. Well, how would you smell if you're on the street and you don't have access to running water like that, or a bathroom where you can bathe and so forth, and have the different hygiene products? How would you smell? But see, we don't put ourselves in people's situation, so we act as if they have leprosy. I'm not even gonna have a conversation with them. I'll give them $1. That's it. I give $1 to the homeless. That doesn't do anything. It's putting a band-aid on the problem. But if you spoke to some of these people, I spoke to some of these people, and they have degrees, man. Some of them got degrees. You will be surprised. Like, wait a minute. Like, somebody goes to college. Yeah, I'm going to college so I can go out here, and when I get out of college, I'm going to be homeless. That's my plan. I set it up already, man. I already set it up all this time I'm doing right now, all this schooling. Yeah, my plan is to live in my car. As soon as I get out of college, I'm going to live in my car. Can't wait to live under the bridge or live in a tent. Nobody plans to be homeless. I mean, do you understand? I mean, so all this cuts, man. All these cuts are going to do is cause a lot more people to be homeless, a lot more people to be desperate, a lot more people to be stressed out. Some people might even commit suicide from the stress. They might feel, well, it's best to be here anymore, time to live under this current condition. But again, we don't feel it. They say who feels it knows it. So I guess the ones who feel like myself, I guess we must know. And those of you guys who don't feel anything, you don't give a damn. You like to pretend you're hypocrites. You go and sing all the songs. Oh yeah. You sing all the songs. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that a revolutionary is born. I fooled you. But on a serious note, you guys like to sing all the songs and the hymns and everything else, and you get on down with it, but realistically, you're not serious. You're not serious. And again, I'll say it, if you dependent on someone else to provide your survival, such as your food, a place to stay, and even a job, your life is in someone else's hands. And I think now some of you guys are beginning to understand the gravity of what I'm saying. Your life is in someone else's hand. And that's not a good place to be. That's not a real good place to be at all. So people who are actually celebrating this type of what's happening now, something is wrong with the way they process the information, and something is wrong with them on the whole. And I'm not sure if they can be salvaged, to tell you the truth. So I'm just looking, listening, and still studying But we got a long ways to go. And I hate to say it, but some of us are not going to make it, man. I honest to God telling you, some of us are not going to make it. The mindset is not there. We are too self-centered. You see, we adopt a lot of the former oppressors' ways, and we don't realize it. They originally had a problem with their young and their old. If you study their history correctly, you'll see they had a problem with their young and the old. They will leave the old out there to die. And some places they will actually sell off the old. Sell off the young. I'm sorry, they'll sell off the young. They had a problem between the male and the female. And then what in turn they do? They turn it around and put it right on us. So now we embrace that type of sick ideology. And look at the condition we're in today. No sense of unity. All we want to continue to hear is the same old stories. How bad we have it. How much people are doing things to us. We're always the victims, but never the victors. How can we go from being the victim to becoming victorious? Is the question I ask. How? Aren't you guys tired of being the victims? Aren't you tired of having your life in somebody else's hands? If the answer is no, then continue doing what you're doing. But for me and mine, we are making a change. We can't do it anymore. This is the video here I was talking about here. Where's the heavy equipment? They didn't even have on hard hats. They saw that something needed to be done, and they got a whole bunch of men in there and said, look, we need to get this done. And that's what they're doing. They're not sitting around waiting for government to pass legislations, because people who are homeless now are probably waiting for government as well to do something. But they're going to be in the streets and continue to wait for government to do something while they're homeless. I'll share it to you one more time in case you didn't get it. People, regular people. Can we get together and do something like that? Put all the differences we might have aside and say, look, we need to get this done. We understand that we are at the bottom at the barrel and we have to start making moves. Can we do that? That's something you have to figure out for yourself.